crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away. Get up off of that thing when it's voting day.
Yeah, I get so inspired every time I hear that song.
And vote.
It's been the consistent message since I raised my voice, baby. That's the answer. The simple answer. That's within our power, baby. That's what we have to remember. That we hold that power, not them. Anyway, baby, it is Sunday. Dorothy Tyndall was the first one to jump in. Thank you very much, darlings. Followed by Stephanie Dean. And Jeff Curry's here. Paula Gibson, thank you very much. The remixtress is with us, as is Dwayne Dwizzle. And Gary Spring all the way up in Canada. Brother, we appreciate you. Michael Johnson is in the room. And Mark Hankins, thank you very much. Amanda Elliott. Tracy Tobias, my make-believe next-door neighbor, is with us. Jeanette Miller, thank you. Nancy Halverson. Vivian Sims, thank you. Jeff Curry, Donald Ware, Raylene Allen, and Martha Smarter here. Our own Bernadette Pre, thank you, baby, for always being here. We appreciate you so much. Let me see, who else is here? Stringed Assassin, baby. He's in our midst, baby. So we're glad to have him. Ardessa's here also. Malcolm Foulbister, Virginia Whitley, thank you. Mark Hankins. Well, we're trying, buddy. We're going to try. Let me jump on down here and find out where I am. Virginia Tarassi's here. Thank you. Simon Battle. Appreciate y'all tremendously. There's my buddy Keith Thompson up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So how y'all doing, baby? It's Sunday. It's Sunday. We get to start this whole shit all over again, have another new week. We got another new January 6th committee hearing coming up. Oh, we're cooking, baby. We're cooking. Before we get into today's conversation, I want to reflect on what I've been thinking today. Because today, the Texas Legislation Investigative Committee into the Uvalde shooting released its findings today. As a matter of fact, when I came in here, the press conference was still going on. The mayor of the city was up there trying to field questions. The report came out, and it says exactly what the video showed us. A complete systemic failure of everything, from the school to the police response to the social media groups to the private citizens. Everything failed. Everything failed. And it's taken us a while now to even get answers. But we've all seen the video. Most of us. It's heartbreaking to watch. when you know what's going on, when you know the suffering that is going on. It's the inaction that outrages you. It seeps into you every minute that ticks by on that video. Your heart is breaking. You're pissed. You keep asking yourself, and you're talking to the TV, what's the matter? What's the matter? Get your ass in there. What the fuck is wrong with you? Complete failure of the system. But what happened in Uvalde? As I said earlier today, can be related directly to January 6th, baby. The inaction of the officers in Uvalde that stood in that hallway and did nothing cost lives, caused heartache, anxiety, fear. "187 minutes inside the White House" did the same thing. Inaction by somebody who was supposed to be in charge. Lives are on the line. People are losing their lives. There's fear. There's panic. And the person in charge did nothing. So after a while, you have to start thinking to yourself, we can only blame them for so much, baby. When we have the knowledge, when we have the facts, and to quote Abraham Lincoln, if you give the people the true facts, they can be relied upon to do the right thing if they are given the truth in beer. It's part of the quote. Well, we're being given the truth. It shouts at us from Uvalde. It screams at us from Washington, D.C. So at what point do we become complicit? At what point do we accept the responsibility of our failed society and be willing to do something about it? I figure that's what we've come down to, baby. This November. It's not in 24. It's coming up quick, our decisions. Our responsibility to act as citizens. And the only way that is possible is for us to use the only two things that we have: our voice and our vote. And I said earlier on my video today I put out, I don't give a shit if you have to hop on one foot and tie one hand behind your back. If that's the state law where you live, get to hopping, baby. Whatever the fuck it takes for us to be prepared this midterm, to get people motivated this midterm, to act, to take responsibility for the society that we live in, and demand better. Demand accountability, demand responsibility. Demand that we start taking care of the society we live in and quit worrying about freaking corporations and billionaires and how many freaking yachts they have. And on that note, Joe Manchin can go sail his fucking yacht up his ass and drive his Maserati up there too. But that's where we are, baby. That's where we are. Responsibilities, those lie with us, baby. And all of a sudden I can't find my mouse. Let me see if I can find somebody to let's see if Ardessa wants to come up here too. Hell, let's just open it up to everybody. Ardessa, are you with us, baby? Ardessa? Bernadette, are you with us?
I am.
Ah,
Hi.
thank goodness. I was thinking I was having technical difficulties there again.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
No, it would not be the first time. I've known for that shit. How are you doing, darling?
I'm doing fine now.
Now?
Yes.
That leads us to assume things weren't so great earlier in the day.
Things have been fine all day long. I got
Good.
up early and started making yogurt. I've got a
Yogurt?
new toy to play with.
Oh, give me
Yes,
a freaking break. You make yogurt too?
I'm making yogurt. I'm in the process of making yogurt, yes. And
Okay.
so, yeah, the yogurt's on. It'll be done later on this evening. And yeah, I'm good. You know, got hamburgers ready to go on the grill. And yeah,
Oh, hell.
we're all good out here.
Outstanding.
So,
Outstanding. So I assume the weather is good then.
the weather is absolutely gorgeous out here.
Outstanding. It's been
Yes.
beaten down hot all day. Ardessa, did you
It's
make it in
not
here?
too hot. It's not too hot here. So
No, it's cooking down there. We got a little brief hit of rain yesterday. Tickled to
yeah,
death.
so I
Yes.
heard.
Oh man, people are almost outside dancing in the street. Jeez, and we ain't had
Right
that in a
on,
while.
right on.
And then today the sun came up and it's all gone. So
Yes, and now the grass will grow.
now the grass will grow a little bit, and then we go back to sweating a lot. But
Yep,
I was glad to see a little rain. Miss you,
right
chick,
on.
are you in the room with us?
Yes.
How are you doing,
Well,
darling? What are you?
I'm doing okay. I missed part of what you were talking about because I realized when I entered the room that it's like I had to go put the car in the garage and put some stuff back in it. And
There's
I
always
missed.
something, baby. There's always
It's
something.
always something.
2 seconds
Go,
before I
go,
hit
go,
the
go.
button, I'm out there saying, "Where's my hat?" And, and,
Mm-hmm.
and and we're going through this like, "Where's Dad's camouflage hat?" The only reason I worry about it is not the hat. It has a pin on it that I can't lose. So anytime I can't find my hat, I start getting, "Oh shit, what'd I do with it?"
Oh,
It's
there
here
you
somewhere.
go.
It's here somewhere.
Make, makes the hat worth saving.
It does. It does. You wouldn't believe
Hmm.
how much I spent.
Guys.
There's certain things that mean a lot to you. That pin, those my wings.
Absolutely,
Yeah, those are over 50-something years old. So yeah,
absolutely.
I hang on to them. Shit, you should have seen the hell I put my kids through the day I was out there mowing the grass. This is years ago, and I dropped my watch. This watch is
Uh,
engraved, and it was engraved many, many, many moons ago. And yeah, about 3 hours and 20 minutes, but we found it. Nobody
That's
was
good.
leaving until we did. So anyway, I want to thank Mage Prime STEM Realm for coming in with a $2 donation and said, "People, vote early. Humanity over Christianity." Any day of the week, baby.
absolutely,
Any day of
Yep.
the week.
absolutely.
Humanity, if you have that, well, Christianity kind of follows sometimes. Anyway, Ardessa, did you make it in here? Ardessa?
Is it? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yes,
can,
yes.
dear. How are you doing?
Okay, cool. I'm hanging in there.
Good.
Dan's home, by the way.
Dan is home.
Nice.
Good.
Yes,
Outstanding.
he is.
Now that's the word that's the news we've been waiting to hear for a while.
Yep.
Yep.
That
Good
he's
news.
home. So I know that makes your heart feel a little bit lighter.
Yes, it does.
There you
He's
go.
sleeping right now, so he's having a nap.
Ah, well, there you go. That just makes us all a little bit happier. Did
Good.
did anybody see the news report? The news.
I didn't watch the hearing today
Well, this was a press. This was a
of the press,
yeah where they take
the presser about their
Uvalde.
report.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. What
It's
can they
heartbreaking.
say?
Nothing.
They
Nothing.
broke the hearts of these people whose lives have been destroyed. Um. By this thing being released early. I do understand the necessity for doing so, but somebody somewhere leaked this video, and they need to find out who the fuck that was. Okay.
Yeah, they the whole way this thing was handled couldn't have
Yes.
been worse for the families at all. As a matter of fact, shit, right up till today. Just a few
Yeah.
minutes ago, I saw a grandfather in there trying to question the mayor about something, and boy, how the shit they were fixing to get after it. It is heartbreaking because of the massive failure. There's so many questions. There's so many questions not only to the officers that were there, but to the school itself. To why weren't these? There were 3 doors unlocked. 3 doors they found were unlocked, open. Those doors are supposed to be locked during classroom hours. You know, there were
That
so
ain't
many.
good.
No, no, that allowed him access into the building. And yeah, Martha Smart, they're passing the buck right down the line. It seems I don't know what are when we sit around in my living room and talk about this shit. I don't know what these officers are talking to each other about. Well, Bob, it wasn't me. Well, I know George, it wasn't me. That was them assholes over there. I don't know. It was when you hear that there were over 270 officers on the scene,
Holy moly.
that yeah,
Yeah.
from every law enforcement agency for miles and miles and miles around. Now here's one of the parts that really pissed me off, and you could see it in the video, in the hallway, in the parking lot. You could see it fucking everywhere. Is there's guys showing up fully decked out in full fucking camo gear, combat gear, got the backpack on there loaded up with I don't know what the fuck you're gonna need. Really? You took the time to go home, get all your shit, to change clothes, and then show up like you're going to be a fucking hero?
Yes.
Only when people lost their lives.
It is.
And there
It
are no
is so
excuse for that.
fucking
I'm
hard.
sorry.
No, there's not.
There's no excuse for that.
No, there's not.
There isn't.
Especially when 19 of them are kids.
When you look at it, when you watch that video, and I did not this, I watched it once, and that's all I need to see. But during that time I'm watching it, you keep thinking to yourself, some of these kids bled out.
Yeah, they
And
did,
you see
John.
officers in the hallway after a while, they're just mulling around talking to each other. They're not seeking cover. They're not doing anything. They're just standing out in the fucking hallway, talking to each other and shit. What the fuck?
These guys were right outside of where these kids were.
Right outside the
You
door.
know?
Well,
Yeah.
what stood out to me was it wasn't so much that they were just standing there. They looked down the hall. They knew in the general direction where the shooter was.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't go down there.
That's the bad thing. They knew right where he was. They knew what room he
Yes.
was in. They knew what door he was behind. So, an hour standing around mulling out in the hallway is really not helping anybody.
And he had the time to get off 100 rounds on 21 people. Do the math. Do the math.
Let's get her hand up, John.
I'm sorry. Let me jump over there and snatch Farrell up here. It is heartbreaking. There ain't no other way to watch this whole thing, but we have to remember that the question is, now what do we do? Now what do we do? Not only in Uvalde, but what do we do about January 6th? Because again, this next hearing is going to come up, and we're going to delve into the 187 minutes that he stood around with his finger up his ass and did nothing. The same way the officers
We
in those
changed
hallways
the
were
laws.
doing nothing.
We put enough people in the Senate so we can be effective in these next 2 years.
That's the only answer
without
we
that,
have.
John, it is, they can't do anything. They're stifled. And so we, the people, have to take action here. We cannot continue to vote these same people
No.
in office. We see that they do nothing.
Yeah.
They do nothing.
And
they're
that's not-
willing to do nothing.
And that counts Democrats.
Yes.
If you're not
It
willing to
does.
start pushing this freaking agenda, if you're not ready to start getting mobilized and get behind what our party stands for, then what the hell are you in office for? Why are you there?
Absolutely.
I am blue all the way to the core, baby. But we have to step up. It's time for us to do shit.
Yes.
I get so pissed because. Remind me why I get pissed. Farrell, I'm sorry. Or did you make it into the room, dear? I'd just go on rattling my mouth on. How are you doing, darling? Farrell?
Can't hear you, Farrell.
Uh-oh. Can't hear Farrell. Oh, there she goes. We'll try.
Uh-oh.
We'll try to bring her in again. She might have been discorded here.
Yep, it's easy to
Yeah.
do.
Farrell's down there in Texas. She knows how this shit goes down there. Let's see if she pops back up
Okay.
there.
Can
Farrell,
you
are
hear
you?
me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, well, I'm going to throw something in before we get any further.
Get after it, baby.
And I know that this is not going to be the politically correct thing to say,
Well, welcome to the crowd.
but people need to remember that video with those officers standing in that hall. You need to add in. Okay, honestly, I mean, I feel bad for the families and everything, but if you wanted to show the reality of what's going on, they edited out the children screaming in the background in that video where those officers were milling around in the hall and using sanitizer and looking at their phone. Those
Yeah.
babies were screaming and crying in the background.
Well,
And people are not thinking about that.
I gotta
They're not
say,
you're watching that and thinking it's like all quiet. No, the Austin American Statesman said that they intentionally took the children
they did.
screaming and crying out of the
and
video.
really, I can't disagree with that. You know,
Well, I mean, on a technical level, I understand you don't want to screw up the families, but if people want to understand what was actually the reality of what's going on, it's not that clean little vision of these guys and it's like all quiet with a
you
case
know,
of gunshots.
sadly, I
No,
haven't.
There's
you know what,
babies
Farrell?
crying.
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And this was done through COVID. This was done through January 6th. Now it's done through these shootings where I'll say it again. During the Vietnam War, we saw our soldiers dying on the
Yeah.
battlefield. We saw that every night as
And
we
that's-
sat
and that's
down
what
for
changed
dinner. And it made a difference. It put people in the street and we changed shit. Okay? But we don't
Gotta show 'em
see
the truth. All this
what
stuff,
these
because we're
bullets
not
from-
stopping it.
we don't
Imagine
see what
background
the
of that
damage
video.
is. We didn't see the damage from COVID with people dying in the hospital that couldn't breathe. We didn't see that. And so it was played off as a hoax. Now we have over 1 million people dead. Now we have 21
There is
people
no
dead.
doubt. And right now,
19
anybody
children. They
that
took 100 bullets.
anybody
they
that
took 100
wants to
bullets.
anybody that wants to see that video, it's online. If you want to hear the screams, you can hear the screams. It's there.
Yeah.
I do not think it should be put on primetime TV for everybody else in the world to make those families, because every time it's played, baby, every time, would it be
Yes.
if it was your child? Every time that video played, you would hear your
John,
child.
you know what? I think back to Emmett Till's mother, who had an open casket
Yes,
for
she
her
did.
son because she wanted the world to see what was done to him, and it made a difference. I understand the parents and their loss, but they should be so outraged.
We should all be outraged.
Yeah, it is.
We should, huh?
Because it's the dreams of their children that are going to make a difference. With these people who are up here making these laws that said it's okay to buy an AR-15 at the age of 18.
And yet we still have
It's
that.
okay.
This has changed. Not the screams of them children, not El Paso, not any of them. Any of them have changed that fact. So really, at the basic question you ask myself, well, what the fuck? Well, we don't give a shit as a society whether or not we kill each other on a daily basis, which we do.
I don't think that's true because the polling shows that most Americans want something done with these damn guns on the street. It is the politicians
Most
who are
Americans have wanted that for a long time.
control that seek to do nothing because they're paid by the NRA.
Indeed. And we
And
know who
that's
those
what's
people
more
are.
important to them.
But again,
Yeah,
we
we
have
sure
those
do.
people within our own party. But
Yes, we do.
at what point do we just kick this shit in the ass? Because there are things, like I said, we could do. We're not serious
No,
about this. We could
as
do a gun
voters need
buyback
to stop
tomorrow. We
being
could
lazy
implement a
about
federal
who the
gun
fuck we're
buyback.
voting for, John.
That is
We
why
need
we
to
vote.
stop being lazy and just voting the incumbents back in and picking any John,
We
Dick,
need-
and Harry that runs for office.
No. We need to be informed. Every one of us need to be informed about who's running in our own area, in our districts, in our state, in our cities. Every time we go vote, You don't have to spend your whole life studying everything about it, but you need to be informed about which one of
You
those
need to be
candidates.
informed in your area. You're
Every one of us.
absolutely right. You need to be paying attention. And
Mm-hmm.
as Democratic voters, we have fallen off in the last 20 years of paying attention, especially to the midterm election. Then we get the shit that we're getting now. Because they've never stopped paying attention. They have one goal in mind. That's fuck everybody else unless you're paying me.
Okay. So we know where they stand. We
Yeah,
know who they
we do.
are. So
Yes,
if
we
they
do.
win in the midterms, whose fault is that? That's our fault, baby. That's this country's fault.
Our-
That's the people
and
of this
vote-
country
we don't
that
vote,
are
yeah.
going to roll over, and because of gas prices, or because the egg prices went up, we're all going to get all fucking panty-wadded up. We're going to throw this administration out and elect a whole bunch of Republicans in, and fuck it, let's see if gas goes down. That's what's going to happen, because that's what we're basing it on. We have, I get so concerned about all the moral issues that we have faced, especially over the last 6 years, since we have forced to witness a bigoted asshole come into our house who kicked the trash can over and pissed on everything, divided this nation as much as we can. But at the end of the day, baby, it's either we take action, either we take control of this
We have
shit,
to take action.
huh?
We have to take
We
action.
have to. And we have to do it this November. We can't fucking wait till the presidential election.
Or, yeah.
Because we already know if we don't do anything now, we know what's going to fucking happen. Donnie's probably going to declare soon because it's going to give him some kind of protection, he thinks, from the investigation, and, this is all political and all that shit. It will give a rallying cry to all the maggots and to all the Republican assholes running across this country to give them more breath. And we're going to see this thing play out just like the last in 2020. To where does it really matter if he wins? Well, who gives a fuck? Because obviously
Yes,
it doesn't matter
yes,
because
it
he's
matters.
it does matter, but he's going to declare it doesn't, that it was cheated again. And are we going to wait to deal with that shit then, or are we going to deal with it now?
I'm
That's
hoping
what
he
I'm
doesn't get a
saying.
chance to do that.
I'm hoping he doesn't either. I'm hoping the man's too tied up in fucking court cases
Oh,
to
God, I hope
fucking
so.
run for office.
Jail.
This shit that's coming out, and there's headlines down here that says we're going to see new witnesses and all this stuff coming out. And again, I just keep thinking to myself, we're going to see witnesses and hear testimony about shit we already know. We already know fucking everything just about. If you have a brain cell left in your head, you can figure this shit out. Tells you how many brain cells maggots have. Because they haven't figured
Well, we have
it
to
out.
do dots for
Ah.
them because they need a map.
They need a map, yeah. I'll give them a map straight to hell.
Look, we have the opportunity to take the Senate. And once we take the Senate, all we need is 2 more senators in the Senate. And we could do some things.
Yes.
We could change this country.
And we're looking at
2
Wisconsin
senators is
and-
not that much. We have the
and
opportunity
Pennsylvania.
in more than 2 states.
Wisconsin, Ron Johnson, the guy who's wrapped up in this shit, if we can't get rid of his ass. And are we going to turn it over to
Rid of him, I
Dr.
don't know.
Oz? Really? Really, Pennsylvania? Don't do that shit.
Really?
I personally have to come up there and kick Johnny Fly's ass if that happens.
He's got his
Seriously.
hiccup up.
Huh? Yeah, no, I'm going to kick his ass if fucking Oz gets up there. You know that.
Speaking of Johnny Clyde,
Hey, what's this? You're gonna kick my
If
ass.
Dr. Oz becomes, I swear. Well,
Well, I'm gonna
never
tell you
mind.
what,
I have
Tom.
Ted Cruz. What can I say?
Well, hey, well, I tell you what. Tomorrow night, I'm supposed to be on the Zoom event for the Schuylkill
Outstanding.
Democratic Party, and we're going to be discussing the strategy. So, trust me, if all the Democrats have their way, Oz is not going to get in, and Doug Mastriano is not going to.
Fetterman, they say, is looking good. They say Fetterman's
Yeah,
got-
he is.
He's
Now,
looking real
I
good.
wanted to
And
tell you.
somebody like Mastriano, just to be able to run for office, this man is frightening.
The
Right.
mere fact that he is
Exactly.
there, that he won the primary,
Yes.
is frightening. Just the mere
it's-
fact that
yeah,
he's on
it's
that ballot.
series of Get Out. That's
But
a
you know
horror movie.
something? I wanted to mention too today, and I think the past few days, the Republicans are putting an ad out against the Attorney General of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. And of course, they're making him sound. They have this woman doing the voice and stuff like that. And oh, Pennsylvania doesn't need tax increase. It's because he raised the gas tax that we're in the mess we're in now. You know,
Just let
and
everybody know,
gun control.
Dragon Lady just came in and let us know Fetterman is 9 points ahead, Tim Ryan's ahead, and Warnock is ahead. So baby, we got to hold on to Georgia too. We got to hold
Yeah,
on to
I
Georgia.
hope. Well, I hope Josh Shapiro. I understand it's going to be a close race, but I'll tell you what, Republicans have put. I lost count more than 5 on my hand that they put out advertisements cutting down Josh Shapiro. Oh, we don't need another
They're scared.
Josh Shapiro. Yeah.
That's
So
one thing that they have is they have the money to do this kind of
They
shit.
got lots of money.
exactly right. That's what I was thinking. They must be
Bill
shoving the
Jones
money into their
reminds
coffers.
us that Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, and Ohio, and others are within our possibility. So yeah,
Yep.
you know, we just got to get a momentum going, baby. We have to. I mean, you know, we've been pumping pom poms around here for years, but I'm serious. You could work it into any conversation. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Nice day we're having. Well, I hope we have a continuing nice day. You know, I'm hoping that asshole Trump don't get back in again because whatever it takes, baby. Get it in the conversation. Get it. Show your concern for this.
Well, you know,
Your voice and your
I
vote,
can't
baby.
imagine. Well, I can't imagine anybody that's got any lick of intelligence in their head would want to vote that Orange Anus back in. I mean, really, what the hell? I mean, it's either him or it could be DeSantis, and that's just as bad.
Hey, I'm trying to egg DeSantis to get his outfit. Get on. Hey, you gonna take that shit from him? Jump up in his shit, buddy. I want to see the fight. You know, let's split that ticket. Let's see how far it goes. Well, you know, it again with me. This, you know, when we talk about the grand scheme of things and look at the big picture of everything that's going on, how we connect Uvalde to what happened on January 6th, we yeah, boy, howdy shit. Yep, that thought went right out of my head.
Well,
I swear.
That happens to me.
Yeah,
once in a
you
while,
see
too.
something. You see, anyway.
Yeah, squirrel.
Well, you
Squirrel,
see-
Squirrel. Let me thank Mage Prime STEM Realm, who came in with another $2. Said, blame the Dixiecrats in their base since Reagan, when we lost the South, baby. Yeah, that's who it was. You know, if you look back at history, Democrats had the South, baby.
Yeah.
And we turned it over
Yeah, I
to
was
the
going to say,
Republicans.
John, get a little notepad, stick it in front of you, and when you have a light bulb go off in your head,
Yeah.
write it down right away.
Yeah.
I know what it happens to me.
No, I had a
once in while,
thought
too.
there. It just went right out the freaking window. I'll tell you. I've had a lot of them here lately. You know, it's there's a lot of shit on my mind lately. You know,
Yeah.
having the scare that I did puts things in perspective. And really, that's here lately. I just found myself backing up and looking at a bigger picture of, you know, of where we are and where we need to be and where I wish we were and all that kind of shit that goes after with the thoughts you have after having a fucking heart attack. You go, oh shit, I'm gonna fucking die. Wait a minute, I ain't done yet. What about the future? What about, God knows, you're gonna go soon. You're gonna go, if it's 5 years, 10 years, whatever. I'm closer to the end than I am the fucking beginning. So where's
I don't look at
my
it that
truth
way,
and where's
John.
my passion?
I don't look at it that way. I know I'm going to fight as many years.
Oh hell, me too.
as
According to
Oh.
my doctors, everything, my brain's okay. You know, I've got a good brain. Nothing
There
up
you
there
go.
going on. So, you know, my lungs are not cancerous. They've got shit going on. But no, I ain't
And
gonna
you
die
speak,
tomorrow.
your
but-
mouth is working
but
wonders
no, it
because
just
you're
when
really.
you get that retrospective look of your life, all of a sudden, and you start thinking about the big picture of shit. And it's true. We all have a daily life that we have to get through. Everything that we have to do, from paying the bills, go to the grocery store, watch the ball game, whatever it is that we're doing, to get through our life, that doesn't change. But when you stop to look at the big picture and you think, God, man, we need to make some adjustments, some fine tuning, adjust the trim here, baby, or we're going to be way off course. So
Yeah.
that's what you know. And for me, it is. It's a matter of a love of this country, a love of the society that we can be, the
Well,
dream of
John,
what
I'll
that
tell you.
is. You know.
I tell you, I'm looking forward to see what the strategies are going to come up for tomorrow's Zoom meeting. I mean, I don't know how many people realize just how important this election is, the primary election.
Oh,
You know, all elections are really important, but this primary, the Democrats need to wake up,
now
and I'm
aren't you
sick and
done with
tired
your
of hearing that.
primary? I thought you was done with your primary.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying we're preparing for the main primary in November.
Oh, that's the election.
Now,
That's not a primary.
right,
That's the election.
well, right, the
Yeah,
election, midterm election,
yeah, the
right?
midterm. Right.
But I'm getting a little upset when I hear some of these people that split in the Democratic Party and stuff like that. And then of course we have Manchin and Cinema.
Oh,
He
we have
had to
no
screw it
shortage of
over
people that
again.
will quickly form a circular firing squad and start shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
We got to stop
we're
that.
known for doing that, picking each other off.
Mhm.
Uh,
And that's the reason why we don't hold on to power too much. The
it's why
they're not sitting.
you know
They're
it's
not
great
sitting
that we
back on
hold
their
each other
asses,
account.
John.
We have to hold each other account, uh, but we also have to march in the same direction. We have to get the job
Right.
done, which means, you know, for a lot of old boys that spent time in the military, you know, you adapt, you overcome, you move forward. That's the option you have. That's what
Well,
you do.
John, the Democratic Party, the people in the party have got to realize just how important this is, that we overlook any differences that are there. We've got to be united and we've got to vote our candidates in. I'm telling you, if we don't, and if we don't get some money coming in to help the Democrats out with contributions, we're in deep shit, really.
I don't think, you know, I have hope for the midterms. I really do. It everything depends on motivation of the voters. Who gets out, who turns out, who gets out to vote. But I think I see in this country so many issues going on, major issues with Roe being overturned, with other issues that are going to be in front of the court soon, and it's frightening to see which way the Republicans are wanting to go. And I think it's going to shake this country up with the news of January 6th in this commission is forcing people into a position of, you know, who are you on the Republican side? Are you just a maggot? Are you just a Trumper? Or is there any sense of democracy left in your ass? That's a question that the Republican Party's putting to itself right now. That's where I was going earlier with that thought is this battle that has to go on inside the Republican Party. You know, all of us can get out and vote, and if we do, we win, baby. That's the numbers part of this. If Democrats get out to vote, we win, because there's more of us than there are of them. Do the numbers, baby. That's the way it works. The problem is there are a lot of people that don't give a shit. They got something to do on that day. They're not going to make it to the poll. They can't do the early voting. They're going to come up with some fucking excuse why they can't vote, just to justify it to themselves, and that hurts. That hurts all of us. You know, everybody on the line. Nobody in the bunker, baby. Everybody. That's how you win. Everybody's got to be on the line. Everybody's got to have skin in this shit. So you hope for the best. You hope for the best turnout we can. But we get out and push as much people as we can. You know, I don't know. I wish I did. I wish I knew all the fucking answers. I am no different than every one of y'all out there every day that sees this bullshit every day and tries to figure out the best.
I mean,
you know, go ahead, please. Who spoke up? And not a one of y'all gonna fess up to it, really? Okay.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't you? Okay.
look ahead and realize, look, if we don't all stand together and get
what happened to
this
Bernadette?
in the
She
and then
stepped
Trump
out.
gets in, then you're in trouble again. You know, I don't want to hear bitching. So much easier if we have our own candidates in there.
Well, we got to remember it's got to start really local, really local. We got to
Well, that's,
get the right
you know,
commissioners in. We got to get the right, people in our neighborhoods in, and most importantly, I think we have to be paying special attention to any judges anywhere, at any, any point of wherever.
you know,
We have to be very
that old
careful who
saying
gets in there.
is all politics is local. All politics is local. Because you're going to vote local. You know, so whether it's for your dog catcher or president of the United States or a senator, you're going to vote right there at home. And it's going to impact you no matter what. You got a bad dog catcher, goes around kicking dogs, they ain't going to like him, ain't going to be good. You know, you elect a senator that ain't going to do shit, is more interested in the wealthy than they are your ass, ain't going to get shit. And if you elect a president who stands around for 187 minutes while his country is in dire needs, yeah. Joe Garcia's right. Freedom is at stake, baby. Because we either fight for it or we, was it Ben Franklin said, a republic if you can keep it. Well, here we are. It's our turn to see if we can keep it.
Well, how bad do we want to keep it, John?
I want to keep it pretty freaking bad.
You know?
Yeah, I do too.
Me too. Yeah.
And I think the people that came before us deserve that much out of us. You know, that's the way I look at it. From day one. You know, somebody's always been fighting for this shit. So why should we be any different? We need to. We need to have the passion that our forefathers have had, that those that came before us that had to carry us through now. Because we're facing perilous times, baby. The enemy the call is coming from the house, inside the house. You know, the enemy within. That's where we're at now.
Well, I just wish the hell this media would stop saying that the Republicans are going to win. That's bullshit. All the more that should make every one of us Blue Dots be dedicated to going out there, registering people that need to be registered, and vote. I mean, vote blue, vote Democrat.
If you're able to right now, if you're able to right now, contact your local Democratic headquarters. And I'm sure you could find the number, Google it for wherever you're at. You can get the number, call them up and tell them, well, you're thinking about maybe trying to see if you could help. Is there anything I could do to maybe help? I ain't got a lot of time. I ain't got a lot of money. I ain't got this, but they'll find something that will help in this. And it will make you feel great about being involved in it. Ask Johnny Fly. Ain't that right, Johnny Fly?
That's right.
It does make it, and it introduces you to new friends. Yeah, you meet new people. Yeah. You know, like-minded people.
Exactly.
So, you know, that if you're asking what the easiest thing you could do to get involved, that's the easiest thing. It is either that or if you have somebody that a particular candidate you want to get behind, call their office and give them, you know, your offer of assistance in any way. You know.
Yeah, well,
Bill
I'll
Jones
find out
says he
tomorrow
does it
night
5 days a week.
Happen.
There you go, man's got stamina.
There you
5
go.
5 days a week, he's out there cooking.
Yes,
yeah. To register
that's
people.
dedication.
Yes. Well, that's what it takes. And like I say, you don't have to make it the number one thing of your life that you got to stop everything. But there's a lot of us that can find a few moments of the day to try to put things in perspective and help us where you can. You know, whether, like I said, whether that's at your district level, your county level, city level. There is an organization out there just waiting for you to call. Believe me. And let me thank Mage Prime Stems Realms come in with another $2. Thank you. The donors and I came in with another $2 and said, worry about the so-called independent voters. I'd like to think right now that the independent voters, thank you very much, by the way, Mage Prime. I think most of the independent, I like to think that they are leaning more towards the Democratic side if you're hesitant about declaring yourself to be a Republican before, uh, now is not a good time to be, proclaiming to everybody around you who you are. And not for me anyway. Not for me. I could, it's beyond that point for me. I don't know how anybody calls himself a Republican right now. I'd make up a new name before I said that, just out of the pure embarrassment of identifying with that shit. But that's where we are.
I think I'd be afraid of the independents, because they just don't want to be strapped to a party. That's not to say that they're not going to vote Democratic if they're, looking at the world the way we're looking at the world.
And, actually, that encompasses most of the younger generation.
Yes. They just don't want to be strapped into a don't call me this or don't call me that. I'm going to do my own thing.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean they aren't going to vote for the same person you vote for.
See, Leanna Garris just said, I'm an independent and I will totally vote blue. There are, like I said, a lot of the younger generation don't want to identify as Republican or Democrat because turn on your TV and look at the freaking news. Who wants to be associated with the pile of shit fest going on in the middle of all that? So a lot of younger generation have decided that it's better to declare yourself an independent and look at both sides, which is what everybody should do, really.
Yeah.
Except me.
Well,
I've gone
it's good
over
in a
this.
way,
I'm
John,
sorry.
but John,
I got the Bernie bite a long time ago. I'm ready for college education should be free for this country. Healthcare should be free for this country. I'm on that socialist bandwagon, they'd call me. Because it's for our society.
The thing, though, with John,
the
thing about the independence, though, it's nice sometimes for the ones that vote blue, but there are those that will actually vote either they vote independent or they won't vote at all, and that screws us up too as a Democratic Party.
Well,
I think I don't know. I'm just diehard supporting the Democrats this year. I think we need as many votes as we can to get on the Democratic side because we can't give these Republicans.
No, we can't afford this. If anything, the last 6 years have taught us is
Congress,
we're looking at a party that is willing to use force. And again, look at the candidate for guy up in Missouri, the guy that's running for Senate. Guy whips out a sniper rifle. Got more snipers behind him. We're building an army. What is it? Steve, what is this headline down here? Steve Bannon is recruiting foot soldiers to join his mission to torch the establishment GOP. They're not wanting to do a political party. These people are into the violent insurrection shit now. That's what's scary about this. That's the faction of the Republican Party that we're dealing with. And I don't see any difference in those people in 1930s Germany. I really don't. Those are the good little Nazis of our time. The maggots. Those ones that are still holding on to this little piece of shit.
By the way, that reminds me, they're going to have a show on tonight, John. On CNN at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Steve Bannon.
About Steve Bannon. Yeah.
And that's what he did this worldwide, not just here in this country. Steve Bannon was traveling the freaking world trying to stir up his white nationalist movement. That's who Steve Bannon is. And that's who that faction of the Republican Party is. Have no doubt. That's how come I say this fight, it's going to affect all of us. But this battle for whatever the hell they think it is within the Republican Party has to be solved by their ass. They have to stand up and chase faux patriots out of their fucking party. If you worship Donald Trump, get your ass out of the party. You're not interested in in the country or freedom or anything else they want to sell you, you're worshiping a man. That's what
They're not going to
doing.
do that, John. You know the Republicans. They don't care as long as somebody votes for a Republican. It doesn't matter if he's a wackadoodle that we already had or not. They'll take it.
They'll take it. And therein lies the problems that when Republicans get to, they'll bite the bullet and I'll vote for Trump again. Every one of them.
Yep.
I don't
Yep,
like
they will.
him, but I like his policies. They're out.
They won't even care. They'll just vote
They'll
Republican.
just vote
period. They
Republican,
don't care.
period.
Scrape something off the
Yeah.
bottom of their shoe, they'll vote
We had
for it. It
people
says
in the
Republican.
2020 election didn't vote just because their guy didn't get, because Biden was the nominee. They ain't voting.
Yeah,
for him.
that's the problem with the Democrats.
Yeah.
We won't vote if our guys.
Yeah, we got to get over that bullshit. You know,
Uh-huh.
and I did. I came out a long time ago after Joe Biden got the nomination because I didn't want to say who I was for before picking who was. But I was a Bernie guy. I like Bernie. Bernie's old, but
same here.
Bernie's got progressive thoughts, baby. You know, his
Yep.
progressive ideas of where we need to move this country, and you can't deny, like I said, health care. Do we need it in this country? Oh, hell yes. We're the only civilized one that don't. You know, should college be paid for just like high school is? Yes, it's because that's what we require in the age that we you need a college education to get a job nowadays. Yeah, even if you're a freaking welder, you better take some college
Yeah,
classes, baby.
it
That's
requires-
got some math in it.
$150,000 minimum to get through that college
I'm telling you.
education.
You know, so if that's the future we want to build towards, well, we got to invest in that. You know, and we already know about health care. We've debated that shit out one side and down the other. If you ain't got good insurance, oh, well, you're going to die. You know, and that's sad. Homelessness in this country. Are you shitting me? Could we fix it? Fuck yeah. Are we gonna? No. 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 We got money for
Well,
every
what's
freaking
that-
thing in the world, but fixing the social problems. Are you shitting me?
On that commercial, John, they have on the Democrat commercial too. They said if the Republicans get in, you're going to lose your Medicare, and in 5 years, Social Security will go. You better believe they will. They'll probably want to privatize it or something and
Hell
screw
yeah.
us up with that.
TV2 Live,
That's why
thank
I
you very
said
much.
that's all the
Welcome
more.
to the family. I want to thank Mage. Tonight's donor is Mage Prime STEM Realm came in with another $2 and said these maggots couldn't make it through basic as fuck. Yeah, you know, my opinion on some of these guys who run around with their little AR-15s and got all the gear, fanny pack, everything.
You see the
Formal militia.
wackadoodle in Arizona?
Which wackadoodle?
Well, yeah, right. Which
Which one?
wackadoodle? Let me see if I can find his name real quick.
While you're
Jerome Davison.
Jerome Davidson.
He's a black Republican in Arizona who's running for Congress, and he did a really weird advertisement
Did it
where he
involve
has
a
an
gun?
AR-15 in his hand,
Fucking knew it.
and he's got Ku Klux Klan guys outside the door that he's calling Democrats.
Yep. Yep. There's the Republican. They will sell. Yes, and that will sell to a whole lot of them. Yeah, I told you it wasn't Republicans. That was the Klan. That's all them Dixiecrats. That's them Democrats down there. That's who it is.
Yeah.
And that's the maggot crowd that we were just talking about momentarily ago. They got two brain cells, and you can't do shit with them. They're worshiping a king. It's the Republican Party that has to chase that shit out. And look at the trees. Subscribe to our channel, so I want to thank them. And that's a good idea. Look at the trees. I do every day. Yep. Where are we going to go, baby? We got our hand on the tiller. This ship right now, it's in our hands. We decide where this freaker goes, man. You know,
I'd like to
we've got to
say that
have
we
a
have
steady
a.
hand on it, baby.
I
We've got to
know.
reinforce those numbers. We have to increase our numbers in the Senate, baby. So it's all on the line. Everything is on the line this November. Because if we go past November and end up with a Republican-controlled Senate and House, Okay, bar the door, baby.
Yeah, it's all over with pretty
It
much.
is not going to be pretty.
Then it will be easy for them to skid right into the presidency.
I think
John, that's what scares the hell out of me.
it's almost like I think, hey man, it's like if we allow that to happen, this will be the last free and fair election you're ever going to freaking see. If you allow them to take control again, because they will change the voting laws all over this. They'll do away with the filibuster in a heartbeat and run everything up our ass.
Oh yeah.
Because we'll never be in power again. They won't have to worry about it. That's what I fear. Because we've already seen how they're possessed like this.
They'll screw around with the elections, John, big time.
We've already seen what they're willing to do. We've already seen what they're willing to do.
Oh yeah.
To retain power. So if you give them power again, what do you think they're going to do with it? They're going to keep it forever, baby. They're going to gerrymander the nation. They're going to make damn sure.
Well, the way they're going, they don't even have to do that. They just declare that they won. That's what'll happen.
That's what we're all sitting around here thinking about, that if Donnie runs, that's the outcome of the 2024 election. The minute he puts his hat in the ring, and if he stays in the race, and that's questionable, let's hope that our side does something about it. Then yeah.
Well, the DOJ has to do something about this before he gets close enough to even put his name in
on that shit.
Officially.
Because if he's a candidate, the answer is, did he win? Well, of course he did. Prove he didn't, and we'll spend the next 50 fucking years. But that will be after the next insurrection. That's what they're setting it up for. That's what Steve Bannon's out there trying to do. That's what Donnie's out there trying to do now. They're not having political rallies. They're trying to raise that army, baby. We got to fight for it. You can't do it with weakness. They're still beating that same drum.
John, this time it might succeed, and then we're really in trouble.
Well, except for some of his actual able-bodied army is learning that there's consequences, and some of them are going to jail.
There has to be consequences.
The latest one is up for maybe 15 years.
Let's see it. I want to see it. I want to see something happening. I want to see some prosecutions going on where people are getting big time jail time. Let me send out a huge thank you to Leanna Geyer, who came in with a $50 super chat donation. Leanna, thank you very much. Thank you extremely much. We appreciate that tremendously, baby. It goes a long way right there, paying the bills, which are way behind.
We got Catman down there with a hand up.
Oh, I didn't see his hand up. I knew he was down there, but I did not see his hand up. Gotta watch that guy. You know he's a Marine, right?
Oh yeah, bring him in.
I'm just giving you a
He's a good guy.
You know.
All right now.
You know how the Marines are.
Don't pick on me now, John.
Hello, Keith. How are you doing, brother?
What's up, bro? Hey, Johnny Fly.
Doing well. How about you?
Yeah.
Thank you, Leanna.
All good. A point I want to bring up is, why is Louis Gohmert, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
I know this list.
Those people getting away with this crap that they're doing?
I think that is a damn good question, Keith. That's a damn good question. Because
it's treason.
It is treason. And like you just said, we have a list. We have a list of Jim Jordan, Scott Perry, Marjorie Taylor Greene. We know who was in the fucking room. We know who was plotting this shit. We know.
But they just got done talking to the CEO guy of, what was it?
Overstock.com now?
Oh, Overstock for 8 hours. And he was in that room. So let's see what he came up with.
Yeah. I don't know. How did he end up in the room? I got to admit, I'm behind
money,
on this one. I did not, he flew in under the radar, and all of a sudden I'm here. Overstock.com wait, what happened to the My Pillow guy? Oh, well, we had to switch
Well, Pillow
.com.
guy doesn't have any money anymore.
We had to switch .coms, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Cipollini's the one that walked over and asked him right out, who are you? And what are you doing in here?
Right.
Pat Cipollone was surprised that he was even in the fucking room. He knew Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell. Who's this asshole? just standing over here like he knows something.
Yeah.
Because it
Just a
didn't
Donnie
matter.
wannabe.
It was whoever was telling Donnie whatever he wanted to hear at the moment. That's what that was.
Pretty much. Bootlicker with money.
Yeah. Keith, what's going on up in Minneapolis?
It's very nice, but the humidity is like 89 degrees. So if you want to take a shower, just go outside with your soap and a towel, and you'll be good to go.
There you go. That's what I tell people down here. If you get thirsty, just take a glass outside and swish it through the air. You'll get your glass full. That humidity gets high, baby.
Oh, and while we've been talking, there's been another shooting.
Oh,
No way.
Greenwood Park Mall near Indianapolis started around 6 p.m. today. At least 4 people were shot so far, and 2 have died.
America is a gun.
Well, it does say one of those killed is the suspected shooter.
Checking, I don't see anything yet on it here.
I think
It'll
Gary,
take a little while.
Blue Dot in Alabama, posted that.
Boy, howdy. Every day.
When did this happen?
Yeah, every day.
Did this just happen recently now?
Just 6
And
p.m.
what
this
time,
evening.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it's ongoing.
Well, like I said, until they do something about
We're
it,
not.
you know, did they mention, was it an assault rifle or a regular rifle or what?
You know,
I don't have the whole...
We just got done fighting our ass off, and what did we get? We got the boyfriend loophole thing, and something else. What? Money for mental health. Yeah. Shit. We didn't get shit. Because we're not serious about it.
And the Republicans do shit about it, John. They're nothing. I mean, no sympathy.
No. No, it's just another day in America, and that's what's scary about it, that we have this society that is now self-perpetuating into a snowball of fucking nothing but guns, baby. Everybody gets a gun. You get a gun. They get a gun. Everybody gets a gun. We'll just see who gets out alive. That's all. And that's the country we've built. That's what we've transformed ourselves into. You know, thank goodness I live way out in the country. I mean, I got my own problem with guns out here, but, you know, Jesus.
Republicans have always wanted to rule and dictate over others, and they have been fucking us over for the last 40 years.
I think it's when the good old Republican Party joined forces with the evangelical right, came up with the moral majority, and we're going to have a fascist theocracy. That's what I think. That's where the Republicans want to go, is a fascist theocracy where, where you're just told what to do. Just basically get your fucking vodka, comrade, and shut up. Go to your job, do your job, come home, eat some. I don't know what do Russians eat? Some gruel. I don't know.
Well, John,
borscht. Eat some borscht. You know.
Hey, John.
Huh?
Did you see the other day? I think it was on Midas Touch. They actually had. I'm assuming it was a thing. And these people, there was like maybe 5, 6 or so that are prominent leaders, or they call prominents in this Christian nationalist movement. They're sitting up there, and you can see it on the screen. They're pledging their allegiance to our God and country. You have to. You didn't see it. That is frightening as
it is frightening.
Hell.
You know,
it's on YouTube.
That's where I see it going, because when I saw the Republican Party join forces, and this was back during Reagan, joined forces as a political entity with the religious right, and they've been playing that. That's how we ended up with the Supreme Court we got. This is Mitch McConnell's book is the long game. It's not what we're going to do tomorrow. They had all this planned for a long ass time, and we suckered right into it, baby. Let me send out a couple of big thank yous. Thank you to Diana Mallory, bequeather of the Gong and Secret Squirrels, who came in with a $50 donation and said, just popped in to say hi, y'all. Well, hi, dear. I'm glad you did, and thank you extremely much for that. Y'all are that's very kind, Diana. Thank you very much, baby. And, thank you. Annie, Mage Prime Stems came in with another $2 and said, as an Air Force vet, I pray for our troops, and I hope you do. I'm an atheist, but y'all have heard me say, if you pray, pray hard, baby. If you pray, pray hard. Mean it. Because it's got to help. Whether it does in reality or not is a theoretical question. It helps us all when we do that, when we pray, when we dream, when we hope. It's what drives our whole society. We call it different things. You pray, I dream. We all want to get to that same place. We all want a better future for everybody in our life. People we don't even freaking know. We want something better. We want air to breathe, water. We want a clean world. We want a better educational system. We want problems within our society solved. That's the big picture I've been seeing. Bernadette, don't run off, baby. I turned around.
I'm right here.
I turned around. You was gone. I get nervous.
I had some family phone calls that I had to take, and so everything's cool, copacetic. But you're absolutely right, John. And the thing is that we have to elect a representative government. That's not what we have right now.
No.
And so, we have to stay focused on who's going to be in our best interest and get out there and get the vote out. And it's not just us. Take a friend, register somebody, be active in your community, figure out what the hell is going on your local level, because these assholes are moving in on the local level, and they're going to change things all the way down,
all the way up,
all the way down if they can. And we got to stop them from doing that. Our democracy is at stake here, and this ain't a joke.
And it's not
Check
a drill.
to make sure you're
This is really it.
And they already tried once. They failed, fortunately, but we cannot allow them to be successful at breaking this country. We can't. We might not get it back. It's a democracy if we can keep it.
And every generation prior to us has done their duty to do that. Hasn't been easy. Didn't get everything we wanted every time, but they kept fighting, and here we are. We cannot be the generation, the time in our history that we allow it to slip away just because we're too busy? That we have, because the price of gasoline is too fucking high? You can't let...
You could live somewhere else in the world. It's just as high everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Food is even higher. This is not just a United States thing. This is a global thing that we're experiencing on this planet. And it's that way everywhere. So there ain't nowhere you could go to get away from the high prices.
Europe is experiencing heat waves.
Yes.
There.
And Spain is on fire.
If we
France is on fire. Just like we have wildfires here in California. They're on fire too.
George Murray, yes, I did see that. Yes, I chuckled. That's wrong, Trump. Anyway, yeah, it is on fire, baby. Our democracy's on fire. Our world is on fire.
Everything is on fire. You pay attention and don't give up. Now is not the time to give up. We're exhausted. We're exhausted. Yeah. We've been through 2-3 years of a pandemic. We've been through 4 or 5 years of fuck Trump. We're exhausted as a society. We're mentally whooped, but it's not time to give up yet.
No, and yes, beef prices are going to go up because yes, there's going to be fewer and fewer cattle because of the drought. Because it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
But the thing that we have to remember is just like, it's cause and effect. Gas prices go up, everything is going to go up. That's the way our system is built to run. So we're going to pay those high prices. Is it is it Biden's fault? No. Is it the party that's in power right now? No. Do you think everything, when they have a new president move in, everything changes the next day? No, we're living with the residual bullshit that every freaking Republican lays on our ass every time they get in office. Every time a Republican walks out at the door, there is so much bullshit that we have to fix. Look what Obama had to do after W, just to drag our ass out of that shit. This is a repeat
We can do
scenario.
this, guys. We can do this.
We need to hold to our beliefs and move this country forward. The only way we do that is to keep Democrats in power.
Yep.
That's the only way.
That's right.
Because I'll tell you what.
Because if we allow the Republicans to get in power again, if you even think you have the right to vote, you could forget about that shit. We're going after that next.
Yeah, I swear.
Yeah, they'll think of ways to keep you from voting.
Oh no, they're not thinking of ways. They're already
got
planned.
it planned, baby.
They already got this shit in motion.
If we don't stop them, I fear this will be the last free and fair election we have. And I'm not too sure this one is, because there's still Republican states along that have changed the rules on voting. And
it's going to be funky, John.
There is going to be a decision in front of the Supreme
election.
Court that is going to determine whether states have the right to toss your vote out and just determine by legislative decree who the winner is. And if they go that route, in this court might. It's a 6-3 court, baby. That would favor the Republicans big time.
And that's before the next presidential
turn it down
election.
to the states and let them decide. Hell, let's just let the guy in charge of the state decide.
Pay attention to what's going on in your state, in your legislature, in your county offices, in who's running the voter registration, who's running for state secretary of state. Pay attention to these races in your state, because it's going to affect your vote.
Bill Jones points out another good thing there, that if you are in a blue state, and forgive me because I'm behind on a lot of shit I want to do for a lot of reasons. Anyway, our 2 for Blue isn't active right now. We need to get that done, because here's the deal. If you are in a blue state, if you are in a confidently blue, and you know nothing's going to change in your state, and just boom bah, we're all going to sing Kumbaya around, then turn your attention towards those red states that are in battle. Texas being one of them, North Carolina being another. Get involved in those races. Help those if you can. If you're going to be able to donate to a candidate, think about donating down to Pennsylvania. Get behind John Fetterman or Josh Shapiro. Is that his name? Josh Shapiro?
Yep.
There
Josh
you go.
Shapiro, yep.
Sure.
Or Tim Ryan in Ohio.
Tim Ryan, Ohio.
Charles Booker in Kentucky.
Get involved. If you're in a blue state and you're confident, turn your attention towards those battleground states that we need help in, because that's where we need the help. And try to donate or do whatever you can to help those states out and those races, because what's going to affect races in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin are going to affect us. The outcome of that is going to affect everything. So we need to have skin in the game. We need to be involved. We need to give a shit.
And a whole lot of $5 can go a long way.
A long way. Yeah. Don't think I got we got a couple of very nice donations tonight, but don't think for a minute Mage Prime $2 is as important to me as any other donation that comes in here. Those Patreon members that you see running across there, $1 a month, baby. Do you know that I could pay a bill with that? And I do. My electric, which varies all the time, maybe, and I just got my new one. It ain't pretty. It starts with a 4. Oh, it hurts. Yeah, it ain't no shit. It's been hot down here.
I know what that's like.
Yeah. There's 3 numbers, and the first one's a 4. You're screwed. That's what that is. But I'm not. We have several buildings on the property, so that encompasses everybody here. But I'm the same as everybody else. We're all facing this shit. Everybody's got, probably not one high as mine, but everybody's got a higher electric bill. We have higher gas bills. We have higher grocery bills.
Yeah.
Everything you're paying for has been up, has gone up. So here we are. Well, but don't worry. I understand in January or whenever we're going to get the next, you're going to get a 10% increase on your Social Security. That's what the word is coming out of, which for a lot of people will be over $100 added to your Social Security or your income.
They need to do something. People are hurting right now.
They should.
But,
and
but
10%
I will
really
guarantee
is
you
not
something.
gonna, that's ate up.
If the Republicans get in office, you could kiss your Social Security goodbye because they do want to get rid of it.
They want to privatize it. Another
Yeah.
word for getting rid of it. Yeah. Yeah. Medicare? Nah, they don't want to deal with that shit. That's socialist shit. So is Social Security. That's what that is, socialism. You want to know when they say, socialism. Yeah, Social Security is socialism. That's we all pay into the system, and then when we get old, then we don't have to worry about starving on the street.
Oh, the fire department is socialism. The library is socialism.
Yeah, your roads, your schools.
The fucking roads are socialism.
It's all socialism,
Exactly.
If they have their way, John, we'll all be working till we're 80s. Or...
The Republican Party, as a whole, their motivating factor is the fact that they want your ass poor, hungry, and needing a job.
And in debt.
That is going to keep your ass in line. You ain't got time to get politically motivated and get into politics and stuff. You got to go to work, baby. You got to pay the bills. That's where they keep our ass. Steel-toed shoes all my fucking life. I'm proud of every damn. I worked for every fucking dime I earned.
Mhm.
I don't have to back up to get my paycheck. Never did. I'm proud of the way I work.
If you got a little plot of land, grow some food, supplement your income.
Yeah, I got to get on that growing a garden stuff. I can't believe I got Bernadette, I got a tomato plant out there that's 4 foot tall. It's got blooms all over it. Not a single tomato. Nothing.
You got bees?
I got bees.
You might have to go out and pollinate it yourself. More and more people are finding out the bees are dying, and you have to be your own bee and go out and pollinate them.
Tomato plant that's had blooms all over it, and not a single tomato's come on it. Yeah.
That's what I did with my eggplants already.
Mm-hmm.
Now this year, it's strange every year. Now this year I'm growing them.
I'm not having a good deal with plants this time, Bernadette.
I understand.
Not having a good outcome here.
My garden is not as prolific as I would want for it to be either.
Yeah.
But
John?
still, trying to grow something.
There you go. Yeah, Johnny.
I was just gonna say I have several eggplants, but since they widened the road, all the dirt from the traffic and the fumes and stuff is getting on the leaves.
All over them.
I have one that has a flower. But yeah, grime and stuff. I have one that has a flower. It's doing half decent. The rest are like, eh. But when I know a few years ago when I had some good ones, I would hand pollinate it with a brush. I'd get a small artist paintbrush and go from one flower.
You know what I don't have a shortage of? Jalapenos.
What's that?
Jalapenos. I got plenty of jalapenos.
And Jeanette Miller in the chat said plant more flowers. They attract the pollinators. They attract the butterflies and bees and stuff. Absolutely.
I should. I only have really one flower out there. One of them. Bird of paradise.
Well,
the paintbrush was worth it.
Well, I saw several honeybees yesterday, so we have honeybees over here in PA.
Diana Mallory's knee-deep in cucumbers and zucchini.
There you go.
My garden just went to, Bernadette knows part of the story, but yeah, my whole garden went to shit this year. It's like nothing except for jalapenos, which down in South Texas, I don't give a shit. You plant a jalapeno down here, nothing's going to kill that thing. It lives down here. It's used to it. It
Yeah, so
dares
there
you
you
to
go.
kill it.
Plant more jalapenos. Maybe
Yeah.
you could trade jalapenos for a tomato or two.
I'm
You
gonna
know.
have to do something because I ain't getting no tomatoes. It
So
just really pisses me off. I like a salsa garden. I like my jalapenos, my
yes,
peppers, my
but yeah,
tomatoes.
plant some flowers to bring the bees in to
Yeah.
help pollinate and bring the butterflies and things like that that like to come in and help pollinate. Um, yeah, absolutely.
Donkey's probably about 4.5 feet tall, Billy. Which she's doing fine. She's roaming around out in the front yard eating some of that green stuff that popped up after the rain. So she's cooled off a little bit. But she's doing fine. Thank you for asking about her. My Jenny, baby. That's it.
Go out and hand pollinate a couple of those flowers and see if it makes a difference.
How do you
John.
hand pollinate? You just go out there with a brush
You
and
get
do
a
one
little-
to another?
Yeah, absolutely. You
All
can
right.
take the flower,
Right. You take the
take a flower and just go around to other flowers and let it do its thing, man.
I got to do something because I ain't getting no tomatoes. Just pissing me off.
Yeah. You know, pull the petals off
I did
and let
exactly
those
what
stamens
the
out there and just go out there.
actually.
I did exactly
And,
what the book said. Wait till the full moon, get naked, dance around 3 times to the right, I did the whole freaking thing. Nothing.
But did you
John-
get down on your hands and knees and bow down to the plant?
That's the part I forgot. That's the part.
There you go. That's why it didn't work.
Breathe
got-
all over it.
I got to
But
get
you
better
know
at that.
what? I
Need those
heard,
garden fairies out there
I-
doing the midnight dance for
Yeah.
you. You know.
Yeah, there you go.
I heard the tomatoes are self-pollinating though too. They really don't.
They
need
should
any,
be.
John,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
what the best way to get good tomatoes
Yeah.
is go get a little paintbrush, you know,
Go-
like an
Mhm.
artist brush, a little fine
Go to,
brush.
go to
Right.
And
HEB.
take the tip of that paintbrush
Yeah.
and put
Mhm.
it in the middle of the flower, and
Yep.
then go to another flower and swirl it around, and go to another flower. Take
Think
a little
like a
glass
bee.
of wine and
That's
play
what
some
you're telling me.
music.
Think
Yes,
like a bee.
you have to be your own bee. Be your
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
bee. Put your little
but
black and
you know, just
yellow,
taking the flowers
you know,
towards each other
shirt
doesn't
on with
necessarily
green.
Jeanette
guarantee
Miller, I did do the
pollination.
dancing, the
Absolutely.
naked dance in the moonlight and all that stuff.
Okay.
Held the little teapot
Well,
above
you know,
my head, the whole 9 yards. I did everything. Right like the
Did you
book
have
John,
to
said.
you don't
fairy
wanna
wings
scare
on,
them
John?
away.
Jeanette
know?
Miller sent me the book. This is what you do.
John, the fact is that right now it's too hot for tomatoes to pollinate. They like a cooler temperature, generally in the 70s to the 80s, to actually be able to set. So you're probably going to have to wait till fall to get flowers. But if you just keep tending it and keep it alive, come fall, it'll be a great big plant and it should produce you a whole bunch
Absolutely.
of flowers.
Carolyn,
Don't
Yeah.
don't
Right
give
now,
up
it's
on
just
your
too
don't
hot
give up
here.
on your plan. As long as it's making flowers, it's doing its thing.
I think I
But,
may have intimidated the other plants. That's what I think. Carolyn Majesco just said, I have to talk to my plants. I did. See, that might be the problem, Carolyn. It's because one of the plants, it disappointed me deeply. It offended me in a way that you can't recuperate from. And it's like, you little bastard, you. I knew I should have killed you when you were in the seedling. And I yelled at it and I screamed at it. I think it might have affected the other plants. I don't know.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
John,
you know, your
John,
attitude
next
does
time
count.
gargle
You-
with them.
Well, you want to.
Gargle
There's a
with
very
them mouthwash.
interesting book. It's called The Secret Life of Plants that you
Yes.
ought to pick up and read
Absolutely.
sometime.
Yes, I think Marcia has that book. I think she has
It's
it.
it
There
kind
you
of
go.
alters it altered my ability to weed my garden effectively because I started feeling like I was being kind of mean. But
John,
Gary, I'm gonna
Be your
buzz,
own
baby.
bee.
I'm gonna
Go
be
out there,
I'm
pollinate
gonna
your
be my
plants.
own
You'll
bee.
get some
I'm
tomatoes.
going to take charge
There
of
you
these
go.
plants. I'm going to go buzz, you little sucker here. You take that little shit and dip it over here.
Yep.
I'll do it
your
kinder, though.
plants, they want to mate, John. You have to sing to them, put them in mood, you know. Get ready.
I'm in the
Put some
mood
romance
to
in.
pollinate.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
simply
plants
because-
want to be romanced too, okay?
Yeah.
well,
Otherwise,
in that book, The Secret Life of Plants, it's actually a whole bunch of experiments for the University of Colorado that they did with plants.
Absolutely.
And it actually shows through experiments that they did that plants react to different types of music. They actually tend to
Absolutely.
grow best to classical music.
Yep.
and they kind of run away from rock and roll and heavy metal and stuff like that.
Depends on the plant. Depends on the plant.
How do they
This
do
is
with Jimmy
true.
Well,
Buffett?
you know what you can do, John?
This is true.
John, just sing to them. Just sing to them, John. Let me call you sweetheart. You know?
I
Well, they had
serenade everybody in this house.
well,
You
they
can
had
ask
they
anybody
had
in this
one-
house, did Dad sing anytime? All the time, baby. I don't care who's listening.
Well, sing to the plants.
got a
Let me
song to
call you
sing.
sweetheart.
Well, they had one experiment in there that was that has stuck with me. They had this guy, one of the students, take care of a pothos ivy, and
I talked to the
as though it was a
trees,
plant. They talked to it.
but they
He watered
don't
it.
listen.
He gave it a name, and just took care of it for months. And then, but he had the student had an extreme fear of flying, and so what the professor did is he went and he booked a random flights all around the country, and they hooked the philodendron up to a EKG machine, and then they put the student on the plane,
Right.
and they had a student, somebody that went with the guy on the plane, and every time he got anxious during the flight, they marked it down, and after the whole experiment was over with, they checked the timing on everything, and every time the student that had been caring for, had called the plant by a name, had treated it as though it was a pet, every time the guy got upset, the EKG freaked out that was on the plant.
I can have a
Yeah.
talk with my plants.
I could believe that. Yeah, so if you go out into your garden with a bad attitude, your plants are going
Oh,
to be
that's not
affected
good.
by that.
My plants can
Yeah.
hear me when I ran out my shop.
Okay.
They're probably sitting up there on
Well-
the balcony up there going, oh shit, he's going at it again.
All right, but then just go out there and say, none of that was for you.
None of that was
I want
for
to
you."
make love to you. I want you to grow healthy and sing to them and rub up on them
There
and
you
get a
go.
little, pollinating going on, and your plants will be fine.
I see trees of
Gotta get those
green,
plants
Hey,
to
red
absolutely,
roses
absolutely.
too. Yeah,
Mhm.
I can't sing
Yep.
no more. They'll cut my ass
Hey,
off.
John.
What?
Yep.
John, did
Yeah.
you mention that Anna gave her? I think gave her. She gave $50.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
He did mention
yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to
Who
make
just said
okay.
that? Bone dry. Teach the potatoes to talk to the tomatoes. That's
That's
a good
right.
idea. Teach the tomatoes. Not just saying the thing about how to do potatoes. I might try that.
Yeah, I
don't
picked
wanna go-
blueberries and strawberries this morning to go with my yogurt once it gets made this
Yeah.
evening. It's gonna be for
If you've
dessert.
got a balcony or some property, then yeah, maybe we all ought to start thinking about trying to grow a little bit of what we need ourselves.
Absolutely.
You can do
You
it in a
got- you could
container,
grow,
you can
you
do it
could
in-
grow a veggie garden in a container.
Yep.
You could grow an outstanding
Yep.
herb garden in a container.
The whole
Oh
salsa
And
yeah,
garden.
and
anything
you
that
know
you can
what?
pull out
You can
of
also
containers
grow.
and take in your kitchen, you're not buying it from the store, you're doing good.
And it doesn't
Well, you
doesn't
can
get
grow
any
'em
better than
indoors
tasting than the one that
too.
you grew yourself. I don't give a shit what it is. Tomato,
Hey, John,
whatever.
You
What?
you can grow herbs inside yourself too. Did you know
Yeah.
that? You can grow them all winter too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, inside you can do that. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have some thyme growing right now because I needed some extra time. And I also have
I
some
always
rosemary.
need more time.
I need more
Always
time. I
need
need more
more time.
rosemary, and there's one other one that's just
Never
a
enough time.
shit. I forgot the other one. I got 3 of them that are just the leaf type things: rosemary, thyme, and I can't.
Oregano.
No.
Or
no,
cilantro.
Oregano, yeah, oregano.
no.
You got
I
Carol
love
Gillen's
mint.
got
Did you ever
potatoes and
try
pumpkins.
spearmint and iced tea? Did you ever try spearmint and iced tea? The only thing
Taters
about
in a
spearmint
tire.
you
I've
gotta
seen
watch because if you plant
We lost you, Johnny.
so
Or did you not
I-
finish?
I was responding
Uh,
to Simon's thing in there. He said potatoes in tires. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Stuff
throw
some hay up
anything in
in
a
there.
tire.
Yeah. Put it all up inside. You do great.
Especially the plants that
hey
love
John,
heat.
Yeah,
hey
Johnny.
John,
Yeah.
Did you ever do you like spearmint? Like you could put that in iced tea. I did that
Hey,
to one
hey.
here, but the thing is,
Don't mess with my.
I don't know
tea.
how it would grow.
Don't put no mint in there. That's just tea. Blasphemy.
Well, I have already drank it with spearmint. The only thing is,
I'm going to pray for
if
you.
you try to grow spearmint in your yard, I don't know
Oh, yeah.
how it
Spearmint, I
would
would
be
imagine.
effective, but up here, fire all through your yard, so you have to keep it in a pot. But oh man, nothing like fresh
There's nothing like
green spearmint.
anything fresh you can grow yourself. I don't care if it's green beans. And by the way, green
Yep.
beans grow real easy. You'll have a pot full of
Yep.
green beans in no time. Snap beans, just get in there and have you a bunch of them. Have them on your salad, boil them up, and have anyway. The idea is just if you
Sweet
can
peas,
grow
too.
something. It not only good for you, it's good therapy. It is, and it just makes you feel better when you grow something anyway. As long as it turns out to be female. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. We are faced with a lot of things in this world and in our country that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to deal with soon. I'm glad to see the conversation drift occasionally to the garden or anywhere else we decide to go to relax a little bit. But have no doubt that our main drive here is to motivate as many people as we can to get to the polls, baby. Because things are going to get mighty dire if we don't. And this show's going to take a turn and come November if the Republicans take it. Anyway, we have work to do, baby. So stay informed and stay involved. And that's the best that we can hope for. See, Bone Dry is letting you know peppermint grows well up in New Jersey. So there you go. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for. Keith, are you still there, brother? Hey, Maureen.
He's muted.
Ooh,
He's
right.
got his ears muted.
He's
He
muted.
can't even hear you.
Me. Well, there you go. See, leave it to Maureen. Got all distracted up when we was counting on him. Anyway, he's got our back. That's what he's doing. Anyway, thank you, Catman56, for coming in and joining us, brother. We appreciate it tremendously. Misha Chick, thank you very much, darling. We appreciate you coming in.
I'm just
joining
always
the
pleased to be here.
Outstanding, outstanding. Voice gets better all the time, baby. Anyway, Farrell, thank you, darling, for coming in. We appreciate your voice.
You're keeping me company while I'm sitting here in the hospital, so.
Are you? That's right. You're in the hospital.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here for another 5 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Shit.
Oh my.
I've got another surgery. I've got another surgery on the 26th, and then 3 weeks worth of being in a nursing rehab facility after that.
Yeah.
I'm doing my
blessings
damnedest
to you,
to
my
try
dear.
to stay out of one. Yeah.
Blessings to you.
I've already gotten that news from my doctor. You should be in the
Skin graft
hospital.
right now, and the heat. Actually, I already had one skin graft, and the heat caused the skin graft to turn to gelatinous goo and stick to the bandage.
Oh no.
And so now they've got me in a facility to keep it climate controlled and keep me on antibiotics every day, PICC-line antibiotics.
Do what the doctor or nurse says and take care of yourself, darling. Get that shit healed up.
I tell you, I'm missing my animals. Something.
I bet.
Who are taking care of your cats while you're gone?
I have a new neighbor who my horse and my dog, who don't like anybody but me, actually like her, and and you know, they indicated to me on their own that they like her.
Yeah.
And
well, there's got to be a reason for that.
I don't really know. I don't know these people real well because they're new neighbors. But so far, politically, we get along great. And
Awesome.
My animals like them and trust them, and I tend to think that my animals have better judgment on people any more than I do.
That horse will know. That horse will know. I guarantee you that.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that everything's going to be fine, and these people are going to turn out to be what I hope they are, and I'm not going to show up, back home and everything's gone. That would just blow.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good, but I'm sure that they're good
and I've
people.
had that happen before. Whenever I was in
let's
surgery,
hope it don't happen this
spinal
time.
surgery.
Ain't it sad that we have to worry about that?
The person that was taking care of my stuff whenever I had spinal surgery literally backed truck up to my house and loaded everything they wanted in my house up into the truck and took off with that and $3,000.
Wow.
Boy, had a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And left my animals to die.
Sometimes when we take a look, our world ain't up so pretty. And there's some nasty ass people in this world. So we got to make
yeah,
up for it and
it
work
was
twice as
like,
hard at being good, at being
and
better.
those people that stole all my stuff was like, oh well, we're gonna help you because it's the Christian thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
How'd that work out?
This, yeah, they stole everything.
That sounds
Stole it.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
I'm
and
sure
these
they donated all
my
to
new
the
neighbors
homeless.
are in their 30s and they are extremely progressive politically and atheist, and I have a feeling I trust them way more than the I'm wiped in the blood of Jesus people.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
let's hope they see the error of their way and reform their foul selves. Anyway,
Yeah.
Farrell, take care of yourself, darling. And
I will.
and
It's nice. You guys are being kind of at least the only thing that's
well, we're
kind
gonna
of
be here.
normal in my life here.
We'll be back here Tuesday. I assume
I'll be
I assume
listening.
you ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
Well, then,
I'm
then-
kind of stuck here.
then we'll be here,
I'm just trying to keep everything together, stay positive, and recognize that once I get this done, because now I've had all the tests, so my heart's good, my lungs are good.
There you go.
You know, I've gotten flying colors for all the other
One
medical
piece
stuff.
at
So,
a time. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
one piece at a time.
so
We'll get
get
it all
my
done.
hand healed, and I can go out and tackle the world again.
There you
I
go.
just hope it doesn't fall apart until I get out.
We're going to try to hold it together till you get here. All right,
That'd be
baby.
great.
Thank you very much. And Johnny
Okay.
Fly,
Good night, y'all.
thank you. And Johnny Fly, take care of yourself up there in Pennsylvania. Brother, we're counting on you. So keep your ass busy up there. Pennsylvania's one of them battlegrounds,
I
baby.
will.
We're working for it.
Oh, I will.
All right,
Thanks
brother.
Get that
for
Senate
having
seat.
me.
Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Yeah.
And Bernadette, as always,
you.
baby. As always. Thank you, baby, for
My
coming in,
pleasure.
and lending your voice here, and being a part of all this. Thank you.
Be
so
your
much.
own bee, John.
I
your
gotta
own
go
bee.
be my own bee. I gotta put my
That's
heart
right.
into being a bee. I have
That's
the
right.
brain of a bee. Oh, wait a minute.
Make your garden grow.
Make my garden grow. Let's all do that. Let's all act
All
like a
right.
bee, put a
Sounds-
big
sounds
smile
like
on
a
our
plan.
face, and buzz around the damn neighborhood tomorrow and cheer everybody up. And make them
Make
wonder
a
what.
garden grow.
Make your garden grow. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll be back here again Tuesday night for another Blue Dot family meeting. So please come by and join us. Y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night,
Everybody.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.